Hello everybody, it's Gary Hallican here, and I've got a big shot of nostalgia for you today. We are looking at the Azrael and his Batman armor figure. I finally got this one after pre-ordering it a while ago, and I'm pretty excited to take a look at it. So this is, of course, from the very end of the Nightfall saga when he goes completely insane and his armor turns all red like that. I know a lot of people prefer the Platinum Chase version with the more typical blue armor, but I think it is very cool to get one with the red armor as well. And that is, of course, an important part of the story. As you see here in my Detective Comics number 677, if we open the first page up, we'll see there he is in the red armor, just like this figure, right? So it's an important part of the story. And I think it's cool to get a figure in the red armor like this. And he looks like he's going to be pretty boss, I think. If we look on the back, we've got some excellent artwork there. Some very nostalgic artwork. And it actually matches the figure pretty well, too. So we've got that going for this one. All right, so let's go ahead and get him out and see what we think. Okay, so here he is, good old Azbats out of the package. And he was a little harder than some to get out. It seemed like he had a lot of those little ties on him, those little rubber pieces holding him in. I'm still not sure why McFarlane insists on adding those in. You just got to cut all of them to get him out. The only accessories he comes with are the wings, and I've gone ahead and added those on because the suit isn't complete without them. So went ahead and put those on. And as you can see, aesthetically, he's a beast. He looks awesome, looks big and imposing. The armor looks great, and the wings look great. This figure is also very accurate to the source material, with just some kind of adding of texture and mechanical details and some things like that to kind of modernize the armor and make it look a little more realistic. So I think that is cool. I have, I think, 3 very tiny aesthetic gripes with this figure. Number 1 is the belts that are feeding the shuriken launchers. These should be yellow, right? They're always yellow in the comics. And my other argument is, or my other gripe, I would say, the hands look really good, but I wish that we had open claw hands, right? More like the artwork and more like how he's usually depicted. Most of the times in the comics when he's wearing this armor, he has the open claw hands. So I think that might have looked a little cooler. But the hands we have do look really cool. He unfortunately doesn't come with any other hands. And then my third very minor aesthetic gripe is one that I've had with a lot of McFarlane toys recently. And that's that I wish he was a little bit brighter red. Seems like McFarlane is averse to bright red. We've got some, like I've got the Firestorm figure that is pretty bright red, and some of them are, but some of the ones that should be are not, right? We keep getting Spawn figures with muted red capes, and here we've got the Azrael Batman, right, with, you know, kind of a muted red. But overall, though, aesthetically, he's a boss, right? He looks very cool and very big and beefy and imposing if he stands up, which so far he hasn't done too bad of a job. All right, so let's look at the articulation, and I expect it's going to be a little bit limited just because of the big bulky armor suit, but we'll see how much we can get. So for the head, we've got just barely look up, not really look up too much at all. Look down really good. So we can look down that far. So the head's actually, if you get the head kind of moved out of the way a little bit, out of the way of the collar, we get quite a bit more look up action. So look up and look down are actually pretty decent. He's got kind of some forward and back motion there, which can help you. So the head has a little more movement to it than you might expect. Can twist side to side, tilt quite a bit. All right, so we get a lot of tilt there. So for the arms, they are attached. There goes my new background. There we go. The arms are attached to the back here via the shuriken belts there, so we'll see how much that hinders them. They can go pretty much all straight out like that. And we're going to go all the way around. The shoulder pads are soft, so it can move out of the way. Go up and down a little bit, forward and back, just a little bit. See, we do have bicep swivel, but be careful not to swivel the bicep too far because of the belts here. And then we have the elbows. So double elbow. But again, it's going to be limited because of the big gauntlets and the shuriken belts there. And at the hand, we've got swivel. And I'm sure we do have, looks like we do have vertical hinge in there for the hand. But again, it's pretty limited by the gauntlets as well. So again, his armor is going to limit him a little bit. But you mostly wanted this figure for the look. So the chest, we've got a joint at the chest, but we're not going to really get anything happening there. We can twist a little bit. So that's good. At the waist, then at the hips, we've got legs forward that far. And not really back very much at all. We've got the excellent double knee. The foot we've got up that far, pretty much all the way down. And we've got a toe. And then we can twist a little bit at the ankle and get some ankle twist out of him like that. So articulation wise, is very limited, but you're still going to be able to get some cool imposing poses out of him. I should mention too that the wings don't move. The wings actually plug in at 2 places on the backpack, so they can't rotate or anything. The rings are kind of fixed in place, but that's okay. They didn't move in the comics or anything either. It seemed like they were kind of fixed in place there as well. Okay, and as I mentioned, he doesn't come with any accessories other than the wings, which plug in there, but he doesn't come with any extra hands or anything like that. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So the first size comparison I want to do is actually with a classic Kenner figure that I've had since I was a kid. So here is the classic Kenner Night Quest Batman. And you can see it's a similar color scheme, but a little bit different. I don't think in the comics he ever had this color scheme with the red suit and the black armor. I think that was exclusive to the toys here. But it's similar colors, right? And very cool. Like I said, this is a figure I've had since I was a little kid. Here is Clooney Batman. So you can see they are about the same height there. Of course, Azrael's a little beefier, right, with his armor. Here is the new Cassandra Cain Batgirl figure with the very excellent wired cape, right? So you can see how she compares. And then here is a standard 12-ounce beverage can. And as always, here is John Cena. So, stay tuned for some dramatic poses. I'm definitely going to try to do some dramatic poses with this one. But that was the Azrael in his red Batman armor from when he's gone totally insane. And it's an awesome figure. It looks boss. You can't really get much movement out of him, but that's okay. In fact, that's part of the story, right? Spoilers for the story from 1993, but Bruce Wayne leads him into a cave where he's too big and he can't fit through with all his armor on, so he's forced to take the armor off, right? And that's kind of how Batman beats him in the end, right? So it's kind of appropriate, right, that the figure has big bulky armor and is not able to move very well. Even if he can't move very well, he looks boss, and he's going to look very cool and intimidating on your shelf. All right, so let me know in the comments if you've got this one. Let me know if you have the blue Platinum Chase version. and let me know what else is cool. Stay tuned for dramatic poses, and we'll see you in the next review.